So hey guys, welcome back to Tekken Part 2. Last time we built the old station. Now we're going to tunnel all the way up to the new station in the industrial town. And to be honest, this took me a very long time, and I also had a problem with work which I had to solve all by myself. But now it's finally complete, so let's get busy and build this tunnel. To tunnel all the way down I used the destruction catalyst, and even though it is a really big help, it also brought a lot of problems. As you can see here, water starts flowing in which I had to block off, so I had to make a dam. And also it's very easy to make mistakes using the destruction catalyst, and if you make a mistake it takes quite a while to fix it. As you can see here, I'm going all the way out. It's pretty long. It's one of the longest tunnels I've ever made. I made one in the very old city, the very first map I used to play this game back in the days when I was such a noob. I also built a tunnel going all the way under the water, but compared to this it was absolutely nothing. So I'm building all the way up to point B, which is 320 meters away. I had to remove some trees here because there were floating trees above the hole and that just didn't look neat, so I had to remove all of that. Finishing off, making the last long stretch of section B. There are 3 sections. You have section 1, well section A and 2, sorry. You have section A, B and C. The smallest one is C, the second smallest one is A, and B is a very long tunnel. It's about 3 times as long as the second smallest one. Now as you can see here, this is what I dug out. It's still not complete. There are still a few things that need to be dug out, but here we go. We're starting off with lights. I lighted the whole tunnel up. Section A, B and C I lighted them all up, so that was done and out of the way. What I learned whilst doing this is that actually red power, it actually does stop after a while, because I put redstone wire all the way through it and it just wouldn't work. I didn't know why it didn't work, it just wouldn't light up anymore, and I found out that actually does. I restarted the server here. As you can see, it still does it, so I actually did have to put a repeater down. It's a lot longer than normal redstone, but it does actually stop after a while, which I learned building this tunnel. Now this is section C. This is the smallest bit. This is also where the station's going to go, in the industrial city. Now we're going to start the platform. This is where the rails are going to go on. And in this episode I'm only doing section A. I'm only building section A. Next episode will be section B. That will be the longest, and it's also going to look a lot different than section A and section C, because I want to make it like a grand place. I want there to be beautiful openings, beautiful scenery whilst you're on your journey. Section A is just small. It's from point A, and it's from the old city till you get to the nowhere zone, where actually nowhere is. You stay down. I'm laying down tracks now. I'm laying them in the order of, I'm putting down 3 powered rails, then I'm going to put a not a booster rail, then you put down a pressure rail that activates redstone when it's around it, and this way it also builds its own current. So once the minecart hits that trigger rail, I'm going to call it a trigger rail, once it hits that, it's going to turn on those 3 redstone tracks, and when it hits the other 3 boosters it's going to do the same, and it keeps going on and on, so it has its own power. As you can see here, I'm putting down beams where the redstone will travel down, because I also have to send a signal down to the light so you can see where the train is, well, minecart. Then you can see where it is. That little system I had in the station, this is what it's being used for. I'm trying to give the minecart push here. I found problems. Sometimes it will not reach the next trigger rail before the red powers stop, so then it stops in the middle of the road. So in the end, as you can see here, I did 1 trigger out every powered rail, but only every third one is hooked up to the redstone light. And after checking, it does it all. See, it makes nice circles, it's going all the way around. Now to make everything neat, I'm putting down the walls, gonna lay down the roof, put down the next walls, just all that standard stuff. And even though this is a very short video, I can tell you now, it took me a very long time to build this. Now I'm making the roof because, like I said, I didn't like wood, so I'm putting down half slabs, and I also made a third light to make it symmetrical. Putting up the last wall, and behind that wall, that's where all the maintenance will be. And this is basically what Section A looks like. It's just a normal tunnel with lights. Section B is going to be pretty bigger. I'm going to make it wider, and I'm also going to have an open glass roof so you can see the sunshine coming in or the darkness. And I'm also going to just add, you know, nice little features to the wall. Make my own little circle here up to the station and back. Now I need to make an entrance to the maintenance room. So this is where a door is, an iron door with a lever. And as you can see, as the minecart goes by, you can also see those poles just lighting up. And that's what triggers the light back in the station to tell you where it is. It's going to be a blinking light until I actually fixed. Well, I didn't fix it. I updated the blinking light to a 4 straight light, which also brought other problems which I'll fix in my own time without recording. There's also no point of mentioning what the actual problem is. So I'm just hooking up all the wires together into one long cable which will go back to the station. I'm putting down a glowstone wall. Glowstone isn't nice, but whatever, this is the maintenance room and it's not supposed to be nice. I don't want it to be luxury everywhere because that just wastes my time. So I quickly threw down some glowstone glass. Now I'm tunneling all the way back up to the station, which I found out isn't very far at all. It's only a few meters away, which saved me the problem. So you can see, hooked it up, and now it has its own light, and it will tell you where the minecart is at that precise moment. I can't give you a little example now because section B and C hasn't been built yet. They'll be built in the next episode. Now we're back in the maintenance room. Now I'm just finishing off the emergency exit, because that's the next important thing. In case there's a fire or the minecart breaks down, this is going to be an emergency tunnel where people can travel through. So that was it, guys, for this episode. It's very short, but trust me, it took me a very long time to build. Next episode is going to be section B. Until then, goodbye, guys.